I sound like a broken record. Again and again, it's coming up. People are saying seminaries are bad. Seminaries are bad. And guess what? It happened again. This time the seminary is Christ Our King Seminary in Buffalo, New York. There were reports of wildly inappropriate conversations that were consistent from various priests in the seminary. You know, the Diocese of Buffalo has had its share of problems. There was a whistleblower from Buffalo who was a former secretary in the diocesan office. She leaked documents to the media regarding the cover-up of sexual abuse, and the bishop, the current bishop, he didn't resign yet. He was the one to cover up the abuse, and he reassigned priests that were abuser priests. He transferred them to other dioceses. Just a lot of bad stuff going on in that diocese. But I think this leads us to a larger concern, and it is just the number of seminaries that keep popping up that are bad seminaries. It's really concerning. I don't doubt that there are good ones. I'm sure there are a number of good ones. And there are a lot of good priests, that goes without saying, of course. Now, the seminarians did report some of the priests in the seminaries. They reported to the diocese on those priests who were, having the inappropriate conversations. If you don't believe me that this is bad, you should look up the text, the context of the conversations. And, it's really inappropriate. It's something that you really don't want to read. I'm encouraging you that if you don't believe me that seminaries are bad, at least some of them, then take a look at the conversations. This is actually happening. This is really concerning because, there are good men who are seminarians who really want to be good priests. And the problem is they're not getting the necessary and appropriate formation for them to become good priests. Now, that doesn't mean that they won't become good priests. It just means that their training will be rather poor, and they'll be fighting an uphill battle in becoming a good priest. This is something I keep repeating over and over again, and it's really frustrating. I'm not even talking about the poor theology. And that's a different issue, and it's an important issue as well. I'm talking about just the atmosphere of the seminary. Whenever people enter the seminary, they anticipate that they're going to meet like-minded individuals who are focused on, expanding their faith, being formed into good priests, and just overall good people. Whenever they're being, exposed to this filth, it's really frustrating for them, and it has the potential for us to miss out on a possible good priest. Some of them will leave, and they have left the seminaries because they were frustrated with the corruption in the seminaries. So I don't know what to do going forward, but until this problem gets solved, I guess I'll keep posting videos on it. It's frustrating for me, I know that, and maybe people are annoyed and maybe no one will watch this video, but it keeps coming up time and time again. And I'd love to be wrong, but when it keeps showing up, there's a problem. So, pray for your seminarians, pray for all seminarians. Hopefully, people are going to step up and start solving the problems.